It's our time with Mr. Mayberry. Hey, let's get creative.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Mr. Mayberry.
Today we're going to take the orange that we made last time and turn it into a pretty fall leaf. For this project you'll need a crayon, scissors, glue, and either red, yellow, or brown construction paper. You'll also need either a real leaf or a leaf pattern. Let's get started. It's time to make some art. Okay, we're going to start this project off with the orange paper that we made last time by mixing red and yellow together. We turn it over on the back. Now your name is probably on the back if you did that before you painted, but that won't hurt anything because this side won't be seen in the finished product. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take a leaf. Now you can either use a real leaf that you find outside. In fact, this might be a fun activity to go outside and look for leaves. I would recommend, if you do a leaf, make sure it's a green one it was not going to be, if it's a brown leaf, it'll be all crumbly and it'll be hard, you won't be able to use it to trace. You might want to try to get a large leaf so it fills up most of your space, but other sizes will work as well. But if you use a real leaf, the next step then is to trace around that leaf. You can use a pen, pencil, crayon, whatever you'd like to use. There are different sizes and kinds of leaves. That might be another fun activity, is to identify leaves as well. But you can go ahead, after you have a leaf picked out, then you'll trace it. Now, something I like to do, I've made a leaf type of design on tag board. So I have this stencil that I can use, I can trace around and then use it over and over again. So that's another option. So what I would do, since I use this one, I'll put it down on the paper. Now, sometimes you have to see if if this side's not all completely painted, you have to adjust it so that it covers the leaf will cover most of the paint, okay, or painted area. So I'm going to go ahead and trace this leaf then. So I go around, and it's okay on this case if I don't get it right next to the pattern. It's okay if I draw on the pattern. Again, this side's not going to be seen once we get done. But here's I've got the leaf shape traced. Then the next step is to cut it out. Now another reason I use this kind of a leaf shape is because it's rounded and it should be not too complicated to cut out. It's still a little tricky because there's little curves and such, but it would be easier than some leaf shapes that you might have. So I cut this all the way around, just like this, just cutting on the line. Also, I do cutting practice a lot of times with students before we are ready to cut the big leaf like this. This is one of the first things that I have students cut in art in kindergarten. So we would practice some before we get to this. And of course, some students have used scissors before and they know how. And then there are other students that are still learning. So something else we probably need to discuss is scissor safety. The fact that scissors are sharp. Scissors are a tool, they're not a toy. And you have to be careful with them. Of course, you're only using them to cut paper, nothing else. So we need to be careful when we use the scissors. Now, we're done cutting it out, so here's our leaf shape. And then the next step is to take the construction paper. Now, if you have a couple different colors to choose from, then you have a choice as which color it might look best on. You can try it against yellow, you could try it against red. I would sticking to the fall type colors. I just think it looks nicer. You probably don't want to put orange leaf on an orange piece of paper because that wouldn't give you enough contrast. It's too close to the orange paper. So I would try it on either red or yellow or brown if you happen to have brown as well. I think today what I'll do is I'll put mine, it's a tough decision, but I think I'll put mine on red today. So the next step then is to glue this down. And the best way to go about that is to put glue on the object that you're gluing down. If I put glue on the paper here, then when I go to put the object down, it may miss. The glue might stick out on the side different places there because I may not have put the glue in the right place on here. So the best thing to do is put it on the back of whatever you're gluing down. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. Now I also like to discuss how to use the glue with the kids too, with students. When you put down glue on a piece of paper, it's best to use either dots or thin lines. You don't want to squirt out a whole bottle of glue for your project. That's just wasteful, and it also makes it real messy and hard to work with. So I usually recommend that you use dots or thin lines when you put glue down on something to glue to a piece of paper. Okay, so we have enough glue on that paper right now. Then the next step is to take it and turn it over and position it on your paper. Now it doesn't have to be straight up and down. You can turn it at an angle if you like. I think I'll try that today. And then you just kind of flatten it down with your hands. And then you could also go back and draw the veins on here if you'd like to do that, or you can just leave it like it is. You can put your name on here as well, either on the front or the back. But this is our project for today, a fall leaf. Well, that's all for today. If you'd like to show me the leaf that you made, paste it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Goodbye, Mr. Mayberry.